Hello everybody, it's Mike. Welcome back to the train room. Man, do I have some exciting content for you today. First off, let's start off with, I just purchased a bunch of Lionel engines. I'm a fan of all the Heritage engines, so I went out and bought all of them. All of these. April Fools. Heck no, I'm not buying any new Lionel. I've already gone down that path on my videos. So, April Fools, I bought none of those. I probably would have bought all of those, had I had a better experience from Lionel. But instead of talking about Lionel, let's talk about a few great MTH sets that I collected over the past couple years that I've just never shared on the channel. MTH, as you know, is super near and dear to my heart, and I'm a big fan of whenever I can finding the locomotive released with either passenger cars or freight consist in a set. And the ones I'm going to talk about today are the Pennsylvania Dealer Appreciation J1 Warbond set from like 2011 Proto3, and it's unlisted, it's not in the catalog, being a dealer appreciation set, but I will show you the other set from 2011 volume 2 that instead of coming with the coal hoppers, it had the box cars. So we'll show you that one. And then the other one that I'm going to share with you is the Pennsylvania Torpedo, the K4 Torpedo, and is the Broadway Limited K4 Torpedo, as you will see by the badging on the front of the locomotive. And that is a Proto2 3-volt board, so it will have the same drawbar as a Proto3 and run just as good. And that set came from 2007 MTH Volume 2 catalog. And unfortunately, I bought the locomotive, but I didn't get the right cars. I have the right cars, let's put it that way, but it's not the ones that it came with because, Trains is where I ended up buying that locomotive from a couple years ago. And often they break up the sets. And I already had a 5-car set to go with it, so I wasn't too concerned. But then I did collect a few extra cars for it. So let's check out these sets and check out the catalogs. Okay, so first up is the Pennsylvania J1, and the set that we have on the tracks is from 2011, and it's a dealer appreciation with the Warbonds coal hoppers. This is the other offering in 2011 was the J1 with a steam freight set that included 4 Premier boxcars in the caboose. And this was a different cab number locomotive. And as you all know, these have been recently re-released by MTH, so you can get yours. I know several places just got them in recently, and I think there's a C&O, a Kansas City Southern, and some Pennsylvanias that I've seen, because I plan on getting a Kansas City Southern for myself. So I love these Premier locomotives, and very good detail. And as I said, this is 2011 Volume 2, and there's a Pensy featured on the cover. So these are a great way to get, you know, a rolling consist with your locomotive, is through buying them set-wise. I always get excited to find the MTH Premier sets that I'm looking for, because they're just an awesome deal. And this one was $12.99 for the locomotive and 5 cars back in 2011. And let's take a look at it on the rails down here. I'm not going to start it up yet, but great looking front end. You know, we have the tread plate, some good detail in the marker lights. We have the valve handles, which that was one of the best things ever for this hobby and this scale, was getting some, you know, more detailed parts onto the locomotives. You know, we do have a 2, 10, 4. Then we have the plate between the cab and the tender. Always a nice little detail. I love the red outline on the windows here. This is cab 6474. Monster tender. The tender is so long. And it has a lot of good detail. I like the wiring and the detail in the rear of the tender. You do have the marker lights and the reverse light. Then the hoppers, pretty good job on the hoppers. I mean, these hoppers are a Tuscan color, which is similar to the cars that you'll see on the Broadway Limited K4 set I'm about to run. So 5 individually numbered hoppers. Then this is an add-on set. These are a little bit more brown than Tuscan. And you have 6 individual road numbers on this set. And there's the caboose. And there's some progress on my mountain. I did carve it last night on this side, so it was looking more like that. Now it's getting ready for paint. It's been a while since I worked on the mountain. All right, so next let's take a look at the K4. Okay, here is the K4 Torpedo set, and this is from MTH 2007 Volume 2. So this is a Proto2 3-volt train, locomotive I should say, and it runs just as good as the Proto3s. So in 3-volt you do have the wireless tether still, which was a nice addition because that's what comes on Proto3s. Then it came with a reefer car and 2 coaches and an observation car, which is correct for a Broadway Limited, as far as that train was mostly always coaches. Now, I bought the locomotive from Trains a couple years ago, and they broke up the set, so I don't have the correct set to go with it. I actually used my Broadway Limited 5-car passenger set in the MTH Premier line, and then these are actually from the T1 set, this 3227B and 3227C. Those two coach cars came with the T1, and then I did find an RPO car. So that's the 8 cars, and then I use this express reefer with it. And then, by the way, that's the add-on set, the 6-car add-on set for that Warbond set, where the cars will be Warbond's hopper cars. All right, now if we take a look at the K4, one of my favorite things about it is this Broadway Limited nameplate on the front. I love the wings, the PRR wings here. Love the front Art Deco style of this locomotive being streamlined. And I did have this originally in just Rail King with sounds, and the only sounds were a bell and whistle, and then fan-driven smoke unit, so pre-Proto1. Then I bought it in Lionel in a semi-scale that was green from like 1996 or 1997. Then I bought a Rail King Proto3 in like 2017 or 2018 or 19, I guess. That was semi-scale, and then finally found this one. So really good locomotive. I love the color scheme. I love the striping. Good detail, and looks great on the layout and scale. Okay, let's fire up the J1 and give it a run. We'll start off with a slow roll. Now bring this up to, we'll go up to 30 miles an hour. Or 35, let's do it there. All right, now let's fire up our K4. I had to replace the traction tires last night. It took me all of 10 minutes. 4 screws to remove the chassis from the boiler, and really easy to put new traction tires on this one. I was really impressed. Sometimes it's a battle. Well, that is our Pennsylvania K4 Torpedo with the Broadway Limited passenger train behind it. and the Pennsylvania J1 Coal Train War Bonds set. This will soon become one of my favorite viewing places on the layout as I finish the side here. And I hope everyone has a great April Fool's Day. April 1st, 2023. Unbelievable, it's already here. Alright, until next time, run or buy some trains and have some fun, and we'll see you later.